Just let me on the match at mine.
Hi everyone, this is Norman Kochak. I'm with Baram Irani. How are you, Baram?
I'm fine, Norman. How about you? So, Merry Christmas to you and all the viewers of Eyes on Cricket.
Thank you very much. It looks as though we've had a dramatic day of cricket. Of course, just very quickly now, just before we go on, India have actually won the toss, as you know, and they've chosen to bat. India are in bat now. The Indian team is one of great interest as well. We've got obviously Rahul and while they're batting first, Pujara's kept his position. Kohli, Rahane amazingly is in the team. I can't believe that. I really can't believe that. Punt, Ashwin, Thakur, Shami, Bumrah, and Siraj. At least Siraj is over the top of Ishant Sharma. But I'm completely gobsmacked with Rahane. And they don't.
Rahane's overseas form that maybe let's give him a last chance. That could be how they put it.
Yeah, but then shouldn't he be the vice captain then?
Maybe that's the way of signaling him that this is the last straw.
Yeah,
so you are for vice captaincy, and now you are in the team only for your batting. So you better perform, otherwise you're out.
Well, it seems all a bit confusing, to be honest with you. I'll be very honest with you. But anyway, we have a situation where India have won the toss and chosen to bat, which that to me.
Not just, Norman, not just you, the complete 1.4 billion Indian population is confused. That why a certain member of the team keep on playing in spite of, you can say, very lackluster performance.
At least the South African side with Elgar, Markram, Peterson, Van der Dusen, Vuma, de Kock, Mulder, Maharaj, Rabhada, Nagidi. Well, Marco Jensen's made the team, which is interesting.
Yeah,
that other young fella.
I think.
Sorry?
Oliver or Olivier, I think he's not in the team.
Dwayne Oliver, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very interesting how that happened. It's kind of how do you put it? They were talking him up. They had a fair bit of media interaction with him as well, didn't they? So that is a little bit interesting. But I'm a little bit gobsmacked with I'm still a bit gobsmacked with the selection of Rahane.
Yeah, me too.
But I guess at least they've noted Ishant Sharma's position inside. Siraj has obtained that.
I think it's a question like what Rahul Dravid said was very beautifully. He said that it's the whole team has to perform. Let's stop highlighting Kohli or Pujara or Rahane. It's the whole team has to perform, and I think the message was very clear. So the axe is definitely on not only Rahane, but I would say even Pujara, and then even moving to a little extent on Kohli.
Yeah, I tell you what, if Rahane has two failures, or in this particular Test match, then we're looking at a very serious mistake. I'm afraid to say.
Could be.
That would be my thoughts on this.
Next match they might get Bihari in also, because he has performed well in the matches that he was over there. So who knows that Bihari might be a choice over a year also. So let's see how does that work out.
And Marco Jensen, surprisingly, because of his performance by getting into the IPL, they've given him a go, which is intriguing. Because they did talk up Dwayne, that guy called Dwayne Oliver, quite considerably actually.
What about the Ashes, Norman? Getting boring and boring.
Oh, it's excruciating. Everything that good old Pat Cummins touches turns to gold, which I find really quite.
I honestly saying, if this becomes another one-sided match, maybe Australia should just say, England bombs, you all go home. Makes no sense playing the next two matches. just forfeit, or it's
Well,
really painful to watch.
Well, the statistics about the way that they looked at the statistics on Root is virtually only still about 100 runs away from being the leading run scorer ever in one calendar year. The next best batter this year has been Burns, who's been dropped. He's got 500 runs. And then the one after that is Pope with 300 runs. So the rest of the batting lineup who's in the side have scored less runs, which I thought that was rather amusing.
How far is Joe Root now? He was, I think, 100 something runs away before the match, and he scored 50, right?
Yeah, I think he's about less than 100 away now at this point in time.
So all depends on his second innings now.
So Agarwal's on 2, Rahul's not out naught. Nagidi and Rabada are opening up the bowling. So India are none for 2 after what is almost 2 overs now. Centurion, of course, is a fortress for. If Nagidi and Rabada don't take early wickets, then they get away to a good start. That's a great thing. That's what we want to see. I'm just looking up the stats. I'm looking up the stats about all records. I'm just saying most runs in the calendar year.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Batting record.
Mohammad Yusuf is 1788. Vivian Richards is that was in the year 2006. Vivian Richards in the year 1976 is 1710. And Joe Root is now at 1680. So
correct.
He's
moving to the third spot.
If he was a century in the next, a century and 8 runs, he will be there.
But don't forget, he's had 28 innings compared to the 19 innings that Richards and Mohammad Yusuf have had.
Yeah, big difference.
Yeah, it is a big difference. But still commendable. He scored 6 centuries. Mohammad Yusuf scored 9 centuries in his 11 matches in 2006. That was a phenomenal record. Really was.
Run machine, if yes, 2006.
Yeah, it's interesting though, because Mohammad Yusuf only faced just under 100 balls less than Root, which is not many. But Vivian Richards faced almost 1,300 to 1,400 less balls. So imagine his strike rate.
Ponting has a good record of being there twice on the list in 2003 and 2005, both with 1,500 plus runs. That's very commendable also.
Oh, yeah. But have a look at that, though. Viv Richards took 1,584 runs, deliveries to get that. So he scored 1,710 of 1,584 balls faced. Pretty amazing year. So Joe Root, well, you would argue deservedly should go into that top 3. That's pretty good effort, though. And Joe Root did it in 2016 as well. He's not that. He did it. He got 1,400 as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's pretty commendable records there. All right, let's go back to the. Yeah. So, and of course, Australia were 1 for 61 over end of the day's play, having gotten England away for 185. Oh my God, it was terrible.
So one third of England runs are already over.
Yeah.
Just 1 wicket.
When Marcus Harris got 20 runs not out, he still hasn't cemented his place. He has not scored a century in 13 Test matches. So you'd have to say that he's still in some doubt. He's got to go get better. 1 for 61. That's what an awful. If Australia win this Test, the 4th and 5th Tests will be really boring.
I'm sure it will be a final, Norman. I don't see anything else. Because England don't even have any changes to do. Like, what is it that they see? Like with India, there were changes to look up to. Like England here is like, just trying out. It's not even something changes that they are looking up to.
No. There's a series of issues.
You get my point. At least if you have hope, there is something to look forward to. Here they're just hoping that hope will hopefully something that will happen. So that's like 2 levels of hoping, which I feel is too high. Hi Tharun, hi Nilavati. Manu John also online.
It's a disaster, really. I mean, you would argue that despite having gone through COVID, England have actually shown that they have played too much cricket.
And good amount of test cricket, actually.
Sorry?
Good amount of test cricket, I'm saying. One thing was surprising that Travis Head, it's a century and a 50, and he's already in the top 10 batsmen. That shows actually overall so much less test cricket is happening. Or the ICC, I don't know, the algorithm for deciding the top batsman is very weird. Maybe you need to take things by a grain of salt. Basically, that's what I can say.
Exactly. How can Australia have that number one batsman, number one bowler, yet be not the best test nation?
Right now, if you see, number 1 is Marnus, number 2 is Joe Root, number 3 is Smith, who are right now playing. And you have also Travis Head in the top 10. I don't know who else is there.
Well, I mean, I can't work out what's going on with Steve Smith because he hasn't done that much. With Warner, I don't know. We haven't played a test match all year. This is the first couple of test matches we've played. How are they being considered in their form? Labuschagne has got a few runs in the first couple of tests, yes, but he shouldn't be immediately thought of as a test player.
I think Labuschagne, people need to see his performance outside Australia because I've never seen it. Has he even played outside Australia? I don't think, right?
Well, his first test match was at Lords, actually, so he has played outside. He has had some cricket outside, so it can't be said that that's the case. Look, it's very. Look, I'm just glad we've got Agarwal and KL Rahul in. Agarwal's already hit a 4. He's 6 not out. If they can thwart Ngidi and Rabada early on, they should be able to score a big score here. But the records aren't very good at Centurion. We know that. But I think India's bowling line looks pretty
good means records aren't good for India. That's what you're saying.
Sorry?
Records aren't good means you're referring to what? Records for India?
Of Centurion, at Centurion.
Okay. Grumpy Face is online, a good friend, Norman.
Yeah, Tarun's saying that England will confirm a 4-0 or 5-0 loss. I'll tell you what, if they lose this test match, look, it's not looking good. They've scored only 185. Australia gets past this score, you know.
I think Australia would easily score a big 400, if not a 500, Norman.
Well, it's going to be sunny tomorrow. It's going to be very sunny tomorrow in Melbourne, and the next 2 or 3 days will be sunny. So it'll set the scene for Australia to get a big score, you're right, and there'll be a result. In the Sydney test, however, it's raining now, and they're saying that it might rain for the 4th test, which is unfortunate. And Hobart, anything's possible. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
That's the best hope for England as rain. That's the best player for England right now is that who can
it's
a match for them.
I'm just trying to work out. Well, at least Kohli has won a toss and elected to bat, which is
the law of averages are working now for Kohli or the Indian team by winning tosses. Given the last 2-3 years, they have been losing so much.
I'm just saying whether there's any visuals coming through from the India-South African match.
Oh my God! With the Tim Milton Davis, the Ashes are coming home. England to too.
Yeah, I've got live cricket broadcast. I've got live.
No, I'm saying England should ban this. This saying something is coming home.
Well, it looks as though Rahul.
The only thing.
Have you got visual?
No, I'm just saying. I'm just getting a scorecard. I'm not. I need.
No, I've got
to connect over there, then I won't be able to speak here.
Well, Fox Sports are showing it actually, and even that famous South African umpire. What's his name again? The Erasmus is the umpire.
Okay. Hamid has been very impressive this series. No comment from Grumpy Face. Hamid has been very impressive this series. Almost Muralidharan-esque batting. Agree. Amazing.
Muralidharan?
Yeah.
What series?
No, this series, the Ashes series. Hamit's batting, people are comparing it to Mullidharan's batting.
Oh, I mean, look. Look, it was a difficult wicket to go out there to bat on, to be honest with you. Australia won the toss, and that was very fortunate. And Joe Root's shoulders slumped as soon as he saw the result. It was quite, he was not happy about that. I like the look of Agarwal opening with Rahul. I really do. And they've batted together, haven't they?
Yes.
They know each other's game.
India's, if you ask me, opening order, they have good choices, and that's not a problem. Problem right now is 3, 4, 5. And again, going with that's really the problem right now. It's not.
Well,
it's
in my opinion, this should. If we're looking at past Pujara and Rahane, then Rahul, Agarwal, and Rohit Sharma should be the top 3 in whatever order. I don't care. Between those 3, 4 should be Kohli, 5 should be Shreyas Iyer. That should be the upper order.
Given Simple the last 2 years' performance, I would agree on that. Norman.
So, can you explain to me how Shreyas Iyer did not keep his position? I'm confused.
The only thing I can see is given Rane's foreign performances have been far better than his domestic. So that could be the reason I would say.
Yeah, but okay. So Rahane does badly in this series. Is he dropped? He should be.
I think badly this match he would get dropped. Mark my words, if this match he does, we get another paltry 20s or 30s. Next match, I wouldn't be surprised if Hanuma Vihari comes in, or even no. If something happens to openers, maybe Priyank Panchal might come in. But on the batting side, I wouldn't be surprised Hanuma Vihari comes in.
So Rohit Sharma is out. Rohit Sharma's not playing the entire series.
No, he will directly, I think, play the ODI.
Well, there's been an appeal, and Erasmus is not moving. I'm very happy that we've got the full broadcast. I've got visuals of it. That's making me feel happy.
Grumpy was telling me I'm supporting CSK. I said no, I'm supporting Eyes on Cricket with not Superman, not Batman, nor man.
Hang on. That looks like this. It looks like they're celebrating.
Okay.
This decision is reviewed. The Marco Jensen's GT's tall. He's by far the tallest player of the team. Let's have a look here. What's going on? What are they appealing for? How could that be out? It's missed everything. They're claiming that he's ducked from the delivery. Rahul's ducked from the delivery, and he might have clipped a glove. Unlikely. Let's have a look. Now it's hit his shirt. Nowhere near his bat.
Review lost.
If you hit somebody's arm guard, is that out?
No. Gloves. And that too, the gloves should be touching the bat. If it's off the bat, it's not out.
No, this is actually hitting his shoulder.
Tim Wilton Davies. India need England's 3-4-5. Malan, Root, Stokes will change nationality. Yeah, correct.
Bairstow looked good though today. Bairstow looked good. Bairstow looked good. He looked good.
But if you see the wickets that also England gave away, like the way Stokes gave, even Bairstow, they just threw away the wicket. Honestly, even Norman effect. It was not as if a peach of a delivery or something like that.
Yeah.
Grumpy Face is commenting on Norman.
Yeah. In my opinion, India should win this series 3-0 if they're showing their class. Okay. Now Tim Wilton Davies is India needs England times 3, 4, 5 Milan route. So we'll change that. Okay. All right. Is that what you're talking about before? Yeah.
Look, no. The comment of Grumpy Face.
Yeah.
People love you.
Look, the truth is that India's got their batting lineup. Sorry, England have got their batting lineup right. Hamid failed. Zach Crawley looks good. Milan's good. Root's good. Bairstow's good with Stokes. They've just got to fire. They've got to have some luck go their way. It's not a bad batting lineup of England. I'm just very disappointed they've again failed. The Australian bowling lineup, okay, Pat Cummins is bowling pretty well. I'll give him that. But Scott Boland was, I thought, very ordinary today, even though he took a wicket. He was, I don't...
A lot was said about him that he's a specialist of this ground and he bowls, but I did not find... It was like military medium, you know how they call it. Like, you just need a bowler.
He's got a good record. He's got a good record. But I hate to say this, but because of his Aboriginal background, it created a highlight. I think that the angle of him being Aboriginal has made this a very, interesting selection. And, okay, he's probably bowled very well of late, but he wasn't in the pecking order. Dry Richards and Nesta should be in front of him. So Boland is lucky to be there. But it's a fairy tale story. He's the fourth Indigenous player to play for Australia. Gillespie was number one, and there were two women. So it's a bit of a big deal from that perspective, but it's not really.
Jason Gillespie was Aboriginal origin.
What?
You said Gillespie, Jason Gillespie, you're referring to?
Yeah, he's part Aboriginal.
Oh.
He was the first Aboriginal player of any type. And there was the joke is, back in the 1800s, there was a complete Aboriginal team that actually travelled to England. The entire team was Aboriginal. That was before Australia played England properly. So, they're not exactly new to this. If Eric loses the series, I genuinely don't think he will. He's got too good a side under him for these conditions. And they'll because they've played Australia in Australia this time last year, the team's well aware of the pitches that South Africa have, and they don't fear them anymore. I
think the biggest plus point of India is a bowling attack. Norman, okay, batting we usually tend to, but if you see the biggest plus point in the last 2-3 years or 4 years, I would put it has been India's bowling attack, which they have spinners from India and they have their fast bowlers for any conditions, and that's what even Dean Elgar mentioned, and that was correct.
Now, there's a question about whether Simons was the first Aboriginal player. Well, Andrew Simons, I believe, has, if I'm not wrong, he has South Pacific, as in a South Pacific background, non-Australian like Aboriginal. No, I don't think it's Papua New Guinea, but I don't think he's Australian Aboriginal. I think he's not that background. Otherwise, they would have definitely put him in.
Interesting.
Sonny Rahul has faced a number of deliveries. He's not at naught, and Agarwal's the one that scored the run so far.
But Tilla, even I saw the. Did you say yesterday's under-19 match? That was very interesting. India-Pakistan. Pakistan won on the last ball. It was a nice match. Good to see.
Were there any players of note? Were there any players of note there? Were there any current IPL players in that?
No, none. I think none.
England are certainly out of the World Test Championship now because if they lose this series against Australia and the points they've lost on top of that, they're dropped dramatically. If India beat,
I think they might end up by the time the series finishes, they would be on negative points.
Yeah, they would have to be.
I don't know how they will calculate percentage, because you can't calculate percentage in the negative. The mathematicians have to be will be very.
So India beat South Africa in this series. They've beaten Australia. They must be number one for sure.
Right now, I think number one is Sri Lanka, and then I think Pakistan.
Yeah, well, they won't last long. Sri Lanka won't last long.
But Pakistan, surprisingly, Norman, Pakistan has a very good chance because they.
Oh no, Pakistan, Pakistan.
They have a good chance given the lineup that they have for this round, because they are playing the good teams at home and they are playing not so good teams away. So they have I won't be surprised if Pakistan comes into the finals of the WTC.
Well, that'll be good. It'll be good. It'll be like a subcontinent. There's good old Pat Cummins. Oh boy, Australia haven't played a test match all year. They haven't played a test match all year. Played a couple of test matches. They beat England, who are bloody tired. This has Rajaseka Raj says this is the last chance for. You would have to think it would be the last chance.
Tarun, we comment. Maybe you can pop it on the screen, Norman. But I feel, given the situation right now where they are ICC. This is the best possible that can be done.
What do you mean?
Can you put Tarun V's comment on screen?
I'm just going to put a comment. India won the toss.
Okay. No, Tarun V is saying get qualified for the W, and there's another which plays 20 to 25 matches and getting up end at less percentage. See, agree, it sounds unfair, but given the situation, this is the best I think which is possible to go on percentage basis based on number of the wins. Because see, who would, like, let's say if Zimbabwe is a qualified WTC team, why would any teams want to go and play 20 overall, have 20 matches with Zimbabwe? Like you also need to see the economic factors also into it. WTC is just one part of it, but the economic factors also matter. So given, I think right now what we are at I think the best possible, like to have a percentage points and to have the away and close matches and then decide on that. I don't think anything much better than this current format can be done in the WTC. But keeping the WTC is very important. At least it does not make matches dead rubber. Like let's say Australia win today 3-0, England still have something to look up to in the fourth and fifth match, the WTC points. So there is something at least to play for.
Yeah. So, look, they still have a lot of work to do on this.
ICC or England?
Both.
Okay.
So here we go. India tour of South Africa. India won the toss. And India none for 10. None for 11, actually. So I probably can do another banner below that, can't I? I can do another banner below that. And I'll put England all out 185. It's awful with Australia. Don't forget, India beat Australia at the MCG last year, which is pretty amazing when you think of it.
Rani scored a century.
Rahane scored a century, right? So can't I do both? I thought I can do both.
It gets replaced.
Okay.
Suman Avasti saying ICC had to make to play 20 tests in one WT cycle, but again, that's not possible with non-economical teams. Like, why would Australia want to have Bangladesh in Australia, let's say, playing 3 or 5 test matches? Who would want to see that?
Well, I think we have to honour sides. I think we have to make sure that they are given the chance to play, even though they might not. We should have played against Afghanistan, as you know. No, and I think it would be good.
The point I'm trying to make that there would be top teams who would play 20 plus minus 2 matches, and there would be some not so top teams who will play 12 to 15 matches. So they have to put a lower limit number, saying that everybody would be playing the same amount of matches. I don't think that's possible at all. Then you will be sacrificing the ODIs. In fact, you right now look at the ODIs are so sacrificed. Like, other than the World Cup, where bilateral series, now India, South Africa play a ODI here, and the ODIs have suffered a lot.
Yeah, but one format had to suffer.
I thought initially means I'm happy that I thought tests would suffer, but tests have actually
tests will never suffer. I think tests will never ever suffer, to be honest.
But the problem with tests is, like, Norman, do you see new teams coming up who would have the infrastructure or the capability to set up test team? T20 is something, yes, and they would mature into ODI, but jumping from there into a 5-day test is a big ask. It takes a lot of years to do that. And now we have seen Afghanistan, which came up, Zimbabwe came up, but Zimbabwe went down. They lost a test. Afghanistan also, things look very jittery. What will happen?
But there's nothing wrong with having divisions. I don't think it's having a top 10 or 15 test level, then another bottom, a next level 15, because they can still win and do well in their various divisions, and then be relegated or be upgraded. That's healthy, because you can't have 50 teams all playing Test cricket. That's getting out of hand. But what you can do is have like levels, and I think that would still make that say Oman would win the second level. Or, that's not a bad thing. That's quite a healthy thing, really.
That's what is happening in T20s and ODIs right now, right?
Yeah.
It's only when the teams are right now, given the current situation is like when a T20 and ODI team becomes very good in that, then they are gone and given a test status. That's how the reality is.
Yeah.
And I think I don't think they will start 5-day tests with who has the time and the effort and money, like. Do you think there would be a test match being played between France and Germany and Netherlands for 5 days?
Well, it doesn't have to be 5 days, but it could be 4.
It could be 3 also.
Could be 3.
Yeah.
I don't know I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I think Test cricket is still the most important format. Obviously, T20 has grown now, mainly because of the IPL. The IPL has been a great thing for world cricket, and I don't mind that. I have no problems with that. So India are none for 16 here.
7.3 overs.
Yeah, it's been. I mean, the fact that India. Look at the strength of India. It's exciting. It is exciting. Rahane has to perform. If he doesn't perform, he should be out. Shreyas Iyer must be very, very upset with being sitting there now and not performing. We've also got Gill there. So really, Gill, Agarwal, Rohit and Rahul fight out the top 3 positions. Then you got Kohli and then Shreyas Iyer and Vihari. With punts, there's another, of course, as we know, Jadeja and Ashwin, and then the bowlers. We've got a plethora of the Shamis, the Bumrahs. Bumrah will do well in these grounds, actually. He should do very well.
I think Siraj will also do very well. He's a very good test bowler.
Who?
Siraj.
Oh, yeah. He's
and even Shardul Thakur.
He's got that get up and go about it.
What I like, see, the advantage of Shardul Thakur, bowlers like Neil Wagner, is that, they like the opposite batsmen, they are not so, they really target bowlers like Bumrah or Siraj. Like, they are on their guards. But when a bowler like Shardul or Wagner comes up, that's when they are like little off guard or want to score. And both these bowlers I've seen, they have a couple of really good stock balls, like which can get any batsman out. And when they bowl that, that's where you have those breakthrough wickets. So both of these bowlers are very good in that aspect. This is really my take of them. So having such bowlers in the team is very, very good.
So Mayank is on 11, KL Rahul's on 5, India are none for 16 after 8. So Himanshu Chowdhury saying for Quick Talk that Harris should score 150 at least. Let's just get Harris anywhere near 50. He hasn't scored a century. I think he won't last, even though tomorrow's a very good day to bat. No, I'm not.
I think the morning session will be, who knows.
Well, yeah, Warner was on 38 when they lost their wicket. And
what the batsman? Did the night come out? Who came to bat with
Nathan Lyon.
Oh, okay. Because I saw the wicket of Warner and then I switched off. So,
but why would you need a night watchman when your team's absolutely pulverised on the other side?
And that was there was 6 overs left in the day, right?
But what are they keeping them from? What are they worried about? They're so well ahead. They should have. Labuschagne should have won the bat.
Maybe everybody's scared.
There's absolutely no one in this South African crowd, by the way. I'm guessing they're not allowed in. I can consider.
Yeah, they are not allowed. That's a fact.
Right. Well, Raquel Rahul just said a magnificent drive.
Things are getting bad, Norman. Southeast Asia, Indonesia has kept a 14-day quarantine. Vietnam has closed borders. I think Thailand has also closed borders. They have also started a 14-day quarantine if you want to come in. Anybody
so Indonesia's got a 14-day.
14 days starting.
So if I go to Indonesia, I've got to wait 14 days to get out of quarantine.
Yes.
Well, that no one's going to go to Indonesia, are they? No one's going to go to Bali.
Same, even with Thailand, they opened Phuket, but now it's 14 days quarantine. Like if you want to go for Bali holidays, 14 days you holiday in the hotel room.
Why would you do that?
And Vietnam has stopped anyone to come in. Philippines is allowing. If you want, you can come here.
So there goes anyway. What about Sri Lanka's also in the same, but I think they've got a certain number of days quarantine.
India has started curfew. India has closed down the nights. I think from 10 to many states in India have started the curfew. 10 to 6, nothing else. And also there will be no gathering or celebrations for the New Year.
So it's because I know most of the Indian media didn't go to South Africa for the tour. They didn't go.
I think they were not allowed. They were not allowed at all. It was not a question of them going.
There is one guy that's there, Anand Vasu, who's a friend of mine actually. He reported for Buria's new channel from there. He must have gone there early, but he was there. But that's just one person. So KL Rahul's on 9 with Agarwal on 11. Scores none for 20. They look like they're loving these conditions. See, Marco Jensen's not a bad bowler. I wouldn't get too excited about him. So going back to World Test Championship there for a minute. Sri Lanka's on top, but that's just temporary. I'm guessing Australia will go up there once they win this series, I'm assuming. And India will as well. Norjay's a good bowler. They're missing him. He was a player that they probably should have had in the side. God, I tell you, I'm still gobsmacked. Tarun V wants to see United States versus India. Well, that would be interesting.
Maybe in the T20 World Cup or the ODI World Cup, for sure.
So a test match between the United States and India. Well, yeah, they're showing. So this is actually Marco Jensen's test debut, by the way, too. But so I saw Dravid just there. They're already bringing Marco Jensen's about to bowl his first delivery. Very exciting. Umkud Shan versus Kohli seems like a possibility now. Because Unmuk Chand is playing in the USA, is he? Well, Marco Jensen's first ball was a full toss, has been belted to the boundary.
Do you remember Desmond Tutu, Norman?
Sorry?
Do you remember Desmond Tutu?
Of course.
He is no more, unfortunately.
He passed away?
Yeah.
When?
I think just now, maybe a couple of hours back.
Right. So Tim Wilton Davies is saying that quarantining in England is only 7 days at the moment. I'm surprised. I didn't think England had any quarantine.
But I think they are also shutting down for the holidays and telling everyone to take a booster shot.
But the whole of the UK is likely to lock down again after Christmas. Okay. Because the numbers are going through the roof. The numbers, we've got about 6,000 a day here in Sydney. But they're Omicron and just, fairly.
I have one question, Norman. Like, let's say you get the virus, means you are COVID positive. Do they tell you what variant you got? How do you know what variant you have?
I think they know. We don't know.
Could we?
I mean, what does it matter when you get it? You get it. I mean, there's nothing you can do to improve. You can't have a specific test against
Because some people they have got it maybe 3 or 4 times. Maybe they got different variants at different times. England officials busy fighting scandals.
The none for 24.
2 fours in this over.
Mayank Agarwal just hit another 4. It looks like it's gone for 4. The none for 28. It'll be great. I want. I not only do I want. I'm expecting India to smash South Africa.
I think let's hope the match comes with the outcome. If you ask me, Norman, should not be a dull match where India scores like 400, 500. South Africa also ends up scoring another 4 by Agarwal in form.
No, but you do want to see run score. They're none for 28 now after 10.
Another 4 by
10. Beautiful shot from Agarwal, clipped it on the leg side. He's played the same shot again. He's played the identical shot again. Another 4 runs. The score's 32. Agarwal's moved to 23.
Okay. So Aparna is coming online, Norman?
Sorry?
Initially you said about Aparna, she's coming online?
No, she had an issue that I had to help her with. Something that happened. She's had someone stalking her. Somebody's physically stalking her. It's quite sad. And she's a bit scared. I think it all happened again just a short while ago.
At her house or where? When she goes to gym or something like that?
Yeah.
At her house.
Yeah, I mean, Agarwal's impressing me. I hope he continues to play. He's on 23 now, and he's batting sensationally. None for 32 after 10 overs. Pretty good effort, isn't it?
Coming back, Norman, to the Ashes. Like, let's say Australia convincingly wins this. Let's say by innings. Let's say they don't even have to bat again. Then will they say like, look, we don't want the 4th and 5th matches. Like, what are we doing? Or
what's the point of having the 4th and 5th? It's going to make the 4th test in Sydney very dull. I've got big breakfast to go to. I've got a women's cricket breakfast on the 3rd day, which is like a pink test. And then I've got the first day. We've got Steve Waugh. We've got some pretty heavy-handed guests.
What about
there.
You were mentioning about rain? Like, it's all across the 5 days.
Well, no, not all. A number of the days. Melbourne seems to be clear from today onwards, which is good.
Okay.
Now, Sazun Islam is asking, do you think Tabraiz Shamsi can play tests? I don't know.
He's one of the top T20 bowlers, if I'm not wrong. He's the number 1 T20 bowler, if I'm not wrong.
In the world?
Yeah.
Good question. I don't know. Eddie, can you check the stats?
As per the ICC rankings.
Who looks better looking? Pat Cummins in there.
Almost same, Norman. Hard to say.
I think there's an incredible similarity. He has about $30 million, and I haven't got that, so that's probably a little different.
Yeah, but looks wise, it's like difficult to say. It's just like.
They're talking about Shamsi, the spinner should be playing. He's a good T20 bowler. He should be in the Test side as well, actually. Without Amla, without AB de Villiers, without Faf du Plessis, they're not the same team.
Not yet. I think the only good batsman to see would be Rassie van der Dusen here. I think that's what.
Oh no, Dean Elgar. Dean Elgar's got a proven record.
He's also Quinton de Kock is playing, right? Or he's not playing?
Yeah, he's keeping. He's keeping.
Okay.
So Rabada's lost a bit of pace. He's only bowling 132 kilometres per hour, whereas Wood was around 150 today, which is very impressive.
Looks very young. He looks like an under 19 player. I don't know.
Who?
So Jan bowling the last over, right?
Yeah.
He looks like an under 19 player.
Agarwal's having a field day here. He's just pushed it through the covers. He just basically dabbed it, and looks like he's got.
Which over are you seeing, Norman? I'm seeing Rabada bowling with KL Rahul batting. Is my stream behind or is my stream?
Yeah, none for 35.
Okay, so I'm behind, I think.
And that could well be 4. Vluma may have touched the boundary. No, he hasn't.
3 balls behind. So you are watching 10.5? Oh. Right now, what's your over number? 10.5.
Up to 11, yeah. It's just hit 11. None for 35 after 11. Yeah, none for 35 after 11.
I'm 3 balls behind.
Marco Jensen, they're giving him a bit of a rap here. So Mayank Agarwal's on 25, Rahul's on 10. Really?
You had gone to Adelaide also, right, Norman?
I went to Adelaide, yes. And I might be going to Melbourne tomorrow. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I haven't booked yet. But it's only an hour away by plane. It's not very far.
By car, it's like 4 hours, right? 4 or 6 hours? 6 hours, right?
No, by car, it's almost 10 or 11.
Oh.
I mean, around at least 9 to 10, probably close 10 to 11. They're bowling way too full. And none for 35 into the 12th over. Marco Jensen. First over went for 12. Not a great start to his test career.
He looks very young, Marco Jensen.
He looks very skinny. Looks like he's underbuilt.
Mm.
Very tall. Interesting how he got a test berth over. I mean, I'm assuming that Norgay would have played had he been fit. Oh, he's putting ball right on leg stump, and he's giving Rahul and Agarwal plenty to feed off. And none for 30. This is a fabulous opening stand. So who should open between Gill, Rohit Sharma, Agarwal, and Rahul? Who do you think?
I would say Agarwal and Rohit Sharma. Get KL Rahul 1 down. I would drop Pujara, I would drop Rane.
And then what about Gill?
Gill would be like in case one of the two is injured, then I'll get in Gill. Gill would be a backup.
I'll tell you what, Kohli's going to score some runs soon too in Test cricket. He's still got a great average. We know that, but and South Africa have Boucher. Mark Boucher's the coach.
His bowling is very ordinary, Norman Johnson. I think it's not even fast.
Yeah, he's bowling very full.
Even his line and length is also not something to talk
now,
about.
This is appeal for an LBW when the ball hit the bat. That's funny. They're claiming that hit the bat. Let's have a look. Yeah, it looks like it's off the pad.
Tarun B saying none for 36 and 12 overs is okay now. Looks like you're spoiled of T20 matches. I don't know what Tarun is referring to. Which comment?
He's reaching 138 Ks this Marco Jensen. That's reasonable pace. So none for 37 off. Looks like we're going to be in the 12 now. What time is it there in the Philippines?
4:52. I'm going on a holiday tomorrow.
Where to?
It's an island in Palawan.
In Palawan. Palawan.
Yeah, Palawan.
They're apparently some of the most beautiful islands in the world. So
Philippines
38
has
after 12.
the top 4, I think, top 4 beaches of the top 10 beaches in the world.
Really?
Yeah. And they are actually beautiful. Means, like, Norman, I have seen beaches in Indonesia, I've seen beaches in Brazil, I've seen beaches in Australia, if you call them beaches. they
What?
are. No,
Australian beaches.
Bondi Beach was a big disappointment for me. Like, the hype, like, first time when I saw it, I was very, very disappointed.
Oh, but Australia's got some fantastic.
No,
Australia's got some fantastic beaches. Don't worry.
But then I thought, like, because I'm coming from Philippines, that was my reality.
But Bondi is just—it's the whole vibe. It's still a great location. The beach is still very good. It's just got an incredible amphitheater, which is good. But if you compare, hello, who's this bowling now? Mulder. Someone called Mulder's coming in. See, they've already swapped their opening bowlers. That's not a good sign.
Yeah. Grumpy Fake is talking about Angeles City. That's for that you have to be either unmarried or you have to be maybe about 50 or 60.
I don't get it. What do you mean?
It's an entertainment city, Norman. You get my point.
Gee, Rahul cut a ball very close to him then, but it's gone for 4. It's none for 42. These two batters are having a field day.
Mayank looks very focused. That's what I like about it. Because, see, those players who know their position in the team is always at a question. They really perform.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe now Pujara or Rane will perform, given that they know that the name is at a question.
Yeah, I doubt that. I don't think Rahane will. 42. That was 126 Ks. That's bloody slow for a medium pacer. What do you say?
Maybe they know they will be bowling for 2 days, so they are. They are.
Well, the way they're playing at the moment, none for 42 after into the 13th over now.
This is which city is this? Centurion means which city is this?
Well, Centurion is an area actually, and Pretoria, which is the kind of their capital, then Gauteng, Joburg. It's all in the same region, very close to each other.
Grumpy Face wants me to take you to Angeles.
What?
Grumpy Face wants me to take you to Angeles City.
In
Philippines.
Philippines. I need a new iPad. I need a new laptop. Everything's just collapsed on me. They're all. It's amazing how an iPhone holds more than a laptop these days in terms of gigabytes or size.
Yeah, but it costs the double also. If you buy a laptop the price of an iPhone, you will definitely get more storage. Normal. You're buying a laptop, they're half the price of an iPhone and expect.
I need to get I need to do certain things that I can't do on an iPhone with all the stuff that I do. So none for 42 off the 13 overs. That means it's what, 3, more than 3 and over now. So they've used Rabal, Nagidi, Jensen, and Mulder. Only they've all been expensive.
39.
Awful. Good for South Africa. So they started the match at 1:30 your time, which is 7 o'clock my time. They'll finish about what? Geez. Well into the morning, won't they?
I think should be 10 p.m. my time.
Which is not a bad time to finish, which will be like 3:30 in the morning my time.
Correct.
India done for 42. They're into their 14th over. Marco Jensen's bowling again. Agarwal's on 26. Rahul's on 16, I think.
Is Australia playing South Africa this WTC?
Sorry?
Is Australia playing South Africa?
Well, I meant to play them earlier this year, but that was cancelled, remember?
No, but now
I think next year they're coming out to Australia with the West Indies, I think. And then the year after is Pakistan. But the World Cup, of course, happens in October, November this year, which is interesting.
The T20 World Cup, right?
Yeah, repeat of the one that's just passed.
And IPL mega auction is in February.
February, yeah. And then there's a Women's World Cup.
To see how the teams get made up.
Well, there are going to be some pretty dramatic changes. I think Warner's going somewhere. It'll probably be one of the new franchises, I'm thinking. So they're into the 14th over, and they got a 42-run opening partnership. Gee, this is perfect for Virat Kohli to do well.
But still, he won't do well.
I want to see Kohli get a big fat century. I like seeing Kohli bat well. It is good for India.
India with a good 500 plus score. Been a long time. Like just recently, we saw 400 plus, but before that, we never saw one. I think one of.
But it's also it's good for Indian cricket when Kohli does well, I reckon.
Yeah. Okay, Norman, I'll make a move.
All right, I'll get you on the next few days. Thanks. Enjoy your trip to Palawan.
Sure, we can connect from there also. No issue.
Okay.
If the network
Ciao.
is good.
Thanks for coming.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao. Yeah, as we can see, there's India have gone along very nicely here at none for 42, almost finishing 14 overs here. Rahul not out 16 and Mayank Agarwal 26. Marco Jensen's bowling steadily, but not well, you would argue. Moores looks fairly ordinary, and Rabada and McGiddy, well, they're okay. Maharaj is still there. 3 enough bows. Over the stumps, it's now 14 overs gone. 14 overs gone. There we have it. Very disappointing. The South African side, realistically, India should smash them. They should win 3-0 and win very convincingly. That's what India should be doing. And their play should really fire. And that should be the basis of all this. And that should see India go up to the top of the WTC Championship, with Australia, for that matter. They promoted the pink test between Australia and England there on the 5th to the 9th of January. There'll be a similar test, probably this test number 2 in South Africa as well, between India and South Africa. So Rahani's selection, guys, what do you think of that? Do you think that's where they should have been at? I don't think they should have been there at all. They've probably made a mistake with that selection. Drinks break. Yes, also drinks break. Do you think Alistair Cook's retirement for England are struggling to find him? Yeah, he could have said, "Oh, have you checked 83 the movie?" I haven't checked the movie, but I've seen a lot of Vikrant Gupta was talking about it the other day. He saw it. Obviously, Kapil Dev was a part of that. And he was portrayed in that movie. Yes, it would be great to see. Which will be great. So, but there's also going to be one coming out for the Australia-India series from Australia. That's going to come out, the Ashes, not the Ashes, the Gabba victory. That's going to be also brought out. That's be great to see that. So can't wait to see that. One hell of an interesting time for sure. Oh God, iPad problems. Everything's going wrong here. Yeah, but it's, after 14 overs in India are in a very good position here, none for 42 after having won the toss and elected to bat. Not like Australia, won the toss and elected to bowl. In that situation, Australia got England all out for 185, and Australia won for 61 overnight with Nathan Lyon, the night watchman, in bat with Marcus Harris is on 20, and Warner was out for 38. Maybe 37, I think. I'm not sure what he got exactly. 38 actually. He got 38 and 20. That's 58. There must have been 3 sundries. South Africa's batting looks weak. It does, except for Dean Elgar. Yeah, Sony's documentary of India versus Australia Test match series. Well, that's going to be great. We must watch that. That's going to be a great series to watch and do. So after 14 overs, run rate of well over 3. It's exactly 3 actually. An over. I shouldn't say exactly 3. Cass Nadeau and Sean Pollock are the commentators. The pavilion end of Super Sport Park, which is in Centurion. Absolutely no crowd. Yes. Okay, so Nathan Lyon will be 5 or 10 wickets haul after a long time. Seen that happen in Australia. Yeah, Nathan Lyon seems to be doing his job there with Mitchell Stark and obviously Pat Cummins England, not putting out much resistance at all. It's awful. They're going to be down possibly 3-0 before too long with 2 test matches left. It's terrible. But on the other hand, India are none for 42 and batting extremely strongly. Indian openers have done the good job in the first half, and now they have to build on it from here on. That's right, Saman Ambashi certainly is a good performance. I think they have some crowd. What, in Australia? Yes, we do. We had over 52,000 there today at the MCG, but at Super Sport Park there's no crowd at all. And we had 52,000 at MCG, but we've got a pretty much open crowd. We're going to have a full crowd next week at the SCG. Any bowls will boast power this time instead of like having the India versus England. Exactly. India versus Australia 21 tour. You're right, Australia. India should, with Bumrah, Shami, Siraj, Ashwin, they should really give South Africa a hell of a smacking. Ashwin's there, relaxing. Rahul certainly batting well. There's Dravid as well there. In 2018, South Africa had, like Phil London, like exactly. AB de Villiers far from the great side. Ashwin enjoying the match, he certainly is. Dravid's a good coach. Make myself a cup of coffee, guys. Just watch this a bit more. Bear with me a minute. I'll make myself a coffee. Just you bear with me. I can't keep talking. So South Africa are underdone. Played much cricket. The bowlers only a few tests to get it right. Instead of Barber and the like. Doing well, but they need Norgay there to back him up. He's a good foil. The kidding's not bad, but this Mulder and Michael Jensen not up to scratch. Slide there. Oops. Okay. So the comparisons, Mark Jensen, Dwayne Oliver, whose other player was meant to be. Dwayne Oliver's played 125 matches, Mark is 19. Dwayne Oliver seems to have a bit of a record there. You're getting all excited about something that wasn't even a catch. You're getting excited about that. There was nothing going on there at all. There was nowhere near the bat. Now, De Kock's just done it, and his excitement has actually hurt his. Whom will you pick, Ashwin or Axel? Ashwin's the side. Oh, it just deviated immensely from the wicket there. A fair bit of movement there, certainly from Mark Jensen. Since they've come back from the drink break, there seems to be a bit of a stranglehold now. The ball deviated immensely, and then Quinton de Kock was nowhere near the bat. 100 miles from the bat. 100 miles. Since the break, we've had almost 2 overs here without a run scored. Sometimes momentum favours a player when you're out there. And facing overs, in a break, you get your form up. If you have a break and break the momentum, you tend to lose your momentum. We've got a single there. So the score's none for 43 after what will be 16 overs, I think. Rahul's facing Jensen. Well, it was a pretty heavy short ball, I'll give him that. Great opening stand, on for 43. What a great start to a series. Agarwal's got to be kept there. Rohit Sharma should either open or go to first drop. And Rahul will take up the other position. Pujara doesn't perform, he should be out. Rahane, oh my God, I don't know what he's doing there. We're out 1 for 43 after 16 overs. Mayank Agarwal on 27 not out, and KL Rahul on 16, so it's 43 all off the bat. So if I know sundries or extras, Pujara, Kohli, Rahane, followed by Punt, Ashwin, Thakur, great conclusion. Shami, Bumrah and Siraj. It's a very, very good Indian side. Even though they haven't got Rohit Sharma, they haven't got Gill. Shreyas Iyer should also be in the side. Mulder's back on. Mulder's bowling military medium, if you ask me. He's steady, but not anything to get too excited about. Not in the same breath as Verlander, for sure. Nowhere near that capability. Although he did bowl 140 clicks. Just in case you're not aware, England are all out for 185 after the first test play over the third test between Australia and England, the Ashes. Australia won for 61 with Warner out for 38. Harrison on that 20, and Nathan Lyon, the night watchman, there on, I believe, naught. The score here, of course, is India won the toss, left to bat, a none for 43, and they're now into the 17th over. We just saw Kohli with Bumrah and Rahane. Yeah, you've got to give India some credit for keeping the stability of the side, not having dropped Pujara and Rahane, although Rahane was, should be, I think, his last series. They've gone to 44 now into the into the 17th. So they're into the 17th. I'll put that as Rahul's on 16, Argo on 28. Rahul's looking fantastically solid. Completely not blinking an eyelid at the wicket here. So quickly see if we received any media. Yes, there's media conferences going on between them. And someone with an injury having? Well, seems to be holding the back of his head with 44 after 17 overs. He's having some sort of headache tablet, I'm guessing. Great start by India. None for 44 off 17. A wonderful, wonderful start. Looking into the South African stronghold there. There are some crowd members. There weren't any allowed there, but there's about half a dozen we can see on the screen right now. Some Indian supporters there as well. Yeah, there are some crowd members there. Probably some of the family and friends. Like some of the wives, I'd say. Yeah, they look like some privileged handful of people that are watching this from behind a closed area, padded seats. Jensen bowling to Agarwal. Looks very, very competent in terms of what's your Ashes prediction after England are all out for 185? Devasha Maharati, I'd have to say that it's not looking very good, is it? Looks like Australia could go 3 up, and then I'm devastated with the way England played. Agarwal just loves that ball on the leg stump, and he's pushed it beautifully again for another 4. Ashwin said on Ash channel that YouTube in this seems that it must be careful. Yeah, I'll look a bit steep, don't I? We have a none for 48 scoreline. Agarwal's race to 32. And he's driven all ball beautifully through the. Oh, another lovely shot. So India are none for 52. Jensen's proving extremely expensive, and Agarwal's having a field day. Agarwal's on 36 now. Nothing to sneeze at here. This is some great batting. None for 52 after into the 18th over. It's having a field day. Beautiful punch. Oh, they've dropped him. Jensen's got the edge of Agarwal's bat and it's flying between the keeper and first slip. Between Elgar and de Kock. They've stuffed it. Difficult catch, perhaps. So Agarwal has a life on 36. Ball certainly is deviating it from it. Deviated a slight bit there and it got the edge. Yes, and de Kock has muffed it. He should have taken that. Wasn't an easy catch, but he's there to catch it. So 52 off 18 overs we're coming up to now. It flew, absolutely flew. Yes, there's no doubt it flew. Was it the first slip catch? There was a big gap between the keeping and position and first slip, actually. Yes, so after 18 overs, India are none 52 with Agarwal on 36 and KR Rahul 16, all off the bat. Anko Jensen's gone for 24, despite having a catch dropped off his bowling. Day one first session here at Centurion or Sports Park. Is it Sports Park? So Rajesh Shekhar Barraj would like to join the show. We'll see maybe on another episode. Dinesh Kerala, warning teams have think twice before they prepare a pitch for India. They have bowling attack for anywhere in the world. Yeah, they do, and the batting side as well. Well, looks like Rahul's nibbled that down the leg side and he's gotten 4 runs. He'll move to 20. Let's look at that. It is. Score is 56. They're absolutely motoring. They're into the 19th over and they're on 56. This is a very, very competent start. One chance given, yes, but not worthy of any issue. So we're into the 19th over here. And they're already on 56 with Rahul now on 20 and Agarwal on 36. He tried to cut it, they didn't quite get a hold of it. It's 125k, that's a big difference in his speeds there. So there have been 9 boundaries already on this 56. Quite a prolific number of boundaries. No crowd except for some family and friends. The ball really flew off the bat. And de Kock grabbed at it rather than letting the ball come to his gloves. Coming Jensen's first wicket. So none for 56 into the 19th over. Very solid performance by India. fair bit of height, fair bit of wiriness to Marco Jensen. Looks promising. Mold looks military. They didn't, not showing any real concern. Gideon and Rabada looked good too, but they didn't do anything. They didn't penetrate. Keep replying the edge. There was no foot movement at all by de Kock. Very unfortunate. Well, there it is. 56. Let's go on there. Something else, right? 56 runs off 19 overs. With Rahul not at 20 and Mayank Agarwal not at 36. No sundries, no extras, none for 56 as well. And South Africa already used 4 bowlers, have not used Maharaj at this point. Still looks like a very much a green top, fair bit of pace. And again, Jensen straight onto the leg side, onto the stumps. And has gone for a single. Score is now 57. I think Australia lost their first wicket at 57, actually. Warner got out for 38. And I think at that point, Harris was 19. So a very similar position to Australia. Rahul's facing Jensen. He's definitely extracting some lift, but he's a bit wayward, as you would imagine, being a new player this side, new bowler. On the hit, and they're showing replays here. Edge will prove costly. Was where Agarwal was dropped. Well, there's an edge there. It's gone, dropped well in front of slip. 57 the score, and this is into the 20th over. Jensen to Rahul. Ball went right through. Jensen's got some spark about him. He certainly has. But hasn't had any luck so far. Well, maybe he doesn't deserve it. Who knows? And the 20th over, 57 runs on the board. Rahul dispatches it to fine leg, backward square. He moves to 21 with Agarwal on 37, none for 58. Very good effort. Very, very good effort. Very fine effort. So after 20 overs, India are none for 58, with Agarwal on 37 and Rahul 21. Very, very good performance so far. Very solid. We're now down to the 20 overs. So, all right, guys, if you're happy with that, I can close up shop now. We can come back later. But India are none for 58 after 20 overs. We've witnessed the first 20 overs of the match, which is great. Pujara, Kohli, Rahane will be benefiting from this for sure. It's a Betway test. So Kara Hula moves on 22, score 59. Very assured these two are at the moment. All the balls come back in at a very slow pace. Into the 21st over, India are none for 59 with Agarwal in 37, Rahul 32. Incredibly interesting. That ball must have deviated back. It did come in a bit. And, well, De Kock did a pretty good job of stopping the ball. Whoops, Agarwal didn't want to do that, but he's got away with a single there. None for 60 is the score now. Fine opening partnership, really. No one would have been happy with none for 60 score one. Even though that was an inside edge. Mulder's bowling steadily, but not without being too, penetrating. So none for 60 and the 21st over, one ball to go to finish on 21 overs. Mayank is 38 and Rahul's 22. So between them, they've scored the 60 runs. There'll be no sundries. That's interesting. It's 11:30 local time. What time is it here? 11:30 their local time. It is 8:30 here. So they're 9 hours different. 9 hours different in terms of time. So at 6 p.m. there, it'll be 3 a.m. morning here. Oh, God. Rabada's bowled 6, Nagidi 4, Jensen 6, and Mulder 5. So they've all had a fair share of the bowling. No sign of Maharaj at this point. So 21 overs gone. None for 60 to score. Rabada none for 9. Nagidi none for 14. Jansen a bit more expensive, none for 26, but having had a drop catch. And Mulder's none for 11. And Marco Jensen's going for a bit of a walk. He's off the field. He couldn't be injured so quickly after only a minor amount of overs. That's not good. The Giddy's come back on, and immediately the ball's come off what appears to be the bat and has gone for 4. No, it's actually leg buys. We've got our first sundries. So we'll finally got some sundries. Late bowlers. Which India will not knock back. 64 runs on the board with 4 sundries now, 4 extras. We're into the 22nd over. The Giddy's returned. And I'm sure South Africa are not happy with the start. At all. So currently in India it's 3 p.m. Giddy's pace is 131. He's not bowling with express either. So Mark Nicholas is over there in South Africa doing commentary. Oh, I'll be damned. What the hell is he going over there? South Africa seems to make him the new Mark Hazeman. He's not being used by Channel 9 because there is no Channel 9. Channel 7 haven't used him. Fox still aren't using him. All right, guys, we might cut it there. So that's none for 64 after we're into the what appears to be the 22nd over. There are 2 balls left to make it 22 overs. Score is none for 64. Raul Dravid looks pretty happy. Shreyas Iyer sitting there probably disappointed he's not playing. Ishant Sharma, he's not playing. Pujara's batting next. He's sitting there. Hopefully he's got his pads on. I'm not sure what that shot was. Oh, well, he tried to cut it when it was way too close to his body. Agarwal's got to be a little bit patient now. He's on 38. He's done extremely well to get the 64. Doesn't want to blow it. Then to Australia. 1 for 61, chasing 185. They're in a great position. Batting condition tomorrow will be pretty much picture perfect, they reckon. And India have got a great start here, 1 for 64, with the 22nd over about to be completed by this delivery. Agarwal has retained strike, and the score is 1 for 65 after 22. $65 partnership, 22 off 66 balls to Rahul and 39 off 66 balls to Agarwal, sharing exactly the same amount of deliveries each, with 65 off 132 deliveries with 4 extras. Interesting how they both shared exactly the amount of balls they face. Both face 11 overs effectively. Nothing wrong with their scores. Super Sport Park, Centurion, Gauteng, not far from Joburg. And Pretoria for that matter. Into the 23rd over with Agarwal on 39. 1 for 65. Very impressive. Agarwal's batting out of his crease slightly. Mulder's still bowling. Marco Jensen gone off the field. I'm not sure whether it's an injury, but it must be. Such a thin, poorly developed, tall man. So Hanuma Vihari is classified as an all-rounder. That's old enough. Priyank Panchal is another person that should be in the squad. Redmond Saha's floating around. Shreyas Iyer should have been in the team. Agarwal's punched that beautifully through the covers, and it's gone racing to the boundary. Really has some clip on that. 69 for none. Well, this is an ever-increasing total here. He punched that beautifully. He really punched that with a great deal of control and well placed too. Very impressive. He moves to 43. Score 69 into the 23rd over. Very commanding position. And look, Agarwal, we know, can bat long too. I hope he does. He's been sensational for him. Agarwal's in 43 now. Beautifully played. Almost 23 overs and gone here. 46. So effectively 3 and over on the dot. There it is. 23 overs, 69, 3 and over exactly. Rahul not at 22 and Agarwal 43 with 4 sundries, 4 leg bars. Wonderful position. The introduction of so New Zealand's tour of India last year was only won by three matches. Then Test match series they won against. They've won 4 of their last 5 matches against New Zealand. Impressive. Right, guys, we might leave it at that, huh? I don't want to jinx these two, but they're none for 69 for 23 overs. It's been a fantastic start. McGiddy coming in to bowl to Rahul. Very cumbersome, labouring looking run up to the wicket. Not an overwhelming amount of pace. 136, a little bit fast, a little bit slower than that actually. Still got what 3-4 slips and a point or gully. They probably need to defend their field a bit more. Marco Jensen's making his way back out on the field, so we can only assume it's, or is he going to sit down? Is he sitting down? We'll see what he's doing. He looks like he's got some sort of side strain the way he's holding his left side there. Is he going back out is the question. At Supersport Park here, Centurion, into the 24th over now, and Still have room taking a wicket if they're persisting with 3 slips. Which is not, I guess, attacking is the way to go, but it leaks a lot of runs if you must have a lot of gaps there. Very wide delivery from Nigiri. Nigiri hasn't been impressive. Big guy. Michael Jensen still sitting there. It can't be a good sign to have one of your bowlers just sitting there on the sidelines after having bowled 6 overs. He must have a slight. He's very skinny in his body makeup. Awful. Rahul's pushed a single, score 70. There you go. Very impressive start indeed. Very competent opening stand. For openers to knock off 24 overs without a loss, that's a big effort. Last ball, the 24th over now. Rahul, 23. Agarwal, 43. Okay, guys, we might end there. We've got nobody on the lines, haven't we? So India been absolutely fantastic in these 70 overs. Sorry, the 24 overs. We're in the 25th now. We've got Rabada back on. Rabada in his second spell without having taken a wicket yet. I'm for 70. Bowling 133 clicks is not very fast. Marco Jensen's back on the field at least. Into the 25th over, when the South African bowlers into the second spells. Not a good sign. Bowler's delivery was around. We'll check his speed now. 138. There's a bit more pace behind that. Not a hell of a lot, but it's getting there. He should be around the 145 plus mark, actually. So we're into the 25th over of the day's play, and India have not lost a wicket. Rabada bowling a lot more close, and they've got an easy single. That was Carroll. In fact, he might get 2. No, they're only getting 1. Score is 71 now. Nothing wrong with this effort at all. This has been gem stuff. Anyone would be happy with a 71-run partnership to start the day's play, wouldn't they? So virtually finishing 25 overs now. Okay, that seems to be okay. So after 25 overs, India are none for 71, with Agarwal 43 and Rahul 24, with 4 sundries being leg byes. All right, guys, we'll finish at that. We'll join up again soon again. Unless you want to ask me some questions. I'm not getting any questions from you guys. What's the questions? Please reply. Okay, Shadows is saying, why is England doing very badly? Mental attitude is the big thing, Shadows. I think India is playing a really good, well-rounded bowling attack. They are, and batting on it. Would this pitch retain its pace by day forward? Ashwin will have a lot of fun on this pitch, don't worry. No doubt. Ideally want to see Agarwal get his 50, that's for sure. McGiddy's bowling steadily, but not exceptionally. Into the 26th over now. Not having lost a wicket. Yeah, but if you play the line of the delivery, you're not going to get out, are you? If it deviates. So 3 slips, what appears to be a 4th slip and a point or deep gully. Very attacking field for the, it is now the 26th over. And right under the pads of Rahul, and he loves them there. Scored races to 75, and Rahul moves to 28. This is certainly becoming a bit of a run fest now. It was a dead set, perfect delivery right on his pads. Beautiful angle and beautiful placement right there for the batter to just clip away into a vacant area. Put the score to 75 on the 26th over. Becoming easy cannon fodder for India. We got a single there. So Rahul moves to 29, Agarwal on 43, none for 76. Into the 26th over. This is very, very impressive. One catch dropped by the keeper. Difficult catch? Well, yes and no. He snatched at it, grabbed at it. Rahul not out 29. Agarwal 43. 4 sundries and leg byes. 2 balls left in the 26th over. None for 76. It hasn't gone to perfectly where he wanted to. He's going to get a couple runs for it. He may even get 4. No, he's going to get at least 2. Oh, geez, that was lucky. So 78. Agarwal to 45. So they're keeping that 3 runs and over average up, aren't they now, with their 78 off what is effectively 26 overs. They're getting a bang on the number for that 3 and over. If they don't get another run, it's over. There's only 1 ball left. bad feeling. It almost cost them 4 runs. 78 off 26. Rahul 29, Agarwal 45. I'm not sure what that was, an unusual shot. Okay, 78 after 26 overs. Rahul 29, Agarwal 45 with 4 sundries. Magnificent, really. Quite an impressive start. Bye, Norm. See what the pitch runner's place. Seems like a good pitch. Yeah, it'll see later. It'll turn on the spin for like conditions, but Ashwin's there as we know, so not an issue. Can I join now? So no, not today. I think India's playing a really good. Well, India's openers playing surely MR Vino. They certainly are. "26 overs, run rate 3. Oh, that's wayward. That's gone. It's going to be sundries. It's going to be 4 sundries. It's going to be 4. Either buys, probably will be buys. 82. 8 extras, 4 leg buys and 4 buys. It was wayward. It deviated immensely, and Quinton de Kock, as long as his big dives, but didn't really prove to be much there. None for 82. After what will be 27 overs. Run rate is 3 plus an over. Rahul 29, Agarwal 45, 8 sundries. All right, guys, we might end there, huh? 82. Do we want to wait until Agarwal gets his 50? No, let's end it there. All right, watch 2 more balls, and we'll finish on 27 overs. His current score is 82. Rabada bowling. Rabada 130 Ks. It's way too slow for Rabada. Way too slow. Rabada bowls much quicker than that. Beautiful straight. Okay. After 27 overs, we're none for 82. I'm going to call it off now, guys. So view, like, and share the post. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the notification button. We'll come back tomorrow, or maybe later this afternoon. We'll see how we go. At Norm Koch is my Twitter and my Instagram handle. Norman Koch, of course, which is over there, is my LinkedIn and my Facebook. But my YouTube is in front of you. Eyes on Cricket with Norman Koch. Subscribe. Pass it on. Get others to subscribe and notifications. So we're in the 20th hour. Good night, or at least good afternoon.